Okay, so I am filling in the eyes, all right, making sure to lay that paint as smooth as possible. Getting to those edges, making sure to stay within the lines, all right. I'm changing the brush to a smaller brush so that I can get into the corners. Now I'm softening the bottom of the eyelids, all right. And now I'm drawing in the iris and I'm gonna fill it in. I'm using blue because I'm just kind of going with a blue shade of eyes. Just my preference for this particular video. I'm just using the blow dryer just to dry it so that I can continue to work. So I'm blending the eyes now. So I'm going darker around the ring of the iris, but I'm making sure to soften up my edges. Here I'm just blending in that shadow that occurs under the eyelids, right? That natural shadow. And I'm kind of blending everything in right here. I'm also blending the white part of the eyes, just putting in those details, all right? Just putting those shadows just up under the eyelids. I'm softening the edges of the iris, right? Just putting some details into the eyes. I'm adding these subtle layers that builds nuance, all right? That gives you that vibrancy and emotion that brings your character to life. Now I'm adding in that pink fleshy skin in the inner corner of the eyes just to give it a realistic look. And I'm just kind of darkening just under the eyelids. Cool. All right, just kind of adding some more details into the white part of the eye. So now I'm just softening up the corners. All right, soften up those edges, all right, for a natural look that creates realistic depth so that your work doesn't look flat. Here I'm using my transitional midtones between my shadows and my highlights to give me that visual cohesion and balance. Unless, of course, you are aiming for an overly simplified, cartoonish look, then that's different. Here I'm using a lighter shade of blue and I'm adding in some details into the eyes, right? But most important is you want to blend in your details as much as possible. All right, all those little details. What I did was I just kind of lightened up the blue paint and I started just kind of adding in little details. Then I went with a different color blue, as you can see right here. And I just added that in and I blended everything in. Now I'm just kind of adding in those straight lines that you see in the eyes. This same technique is used to paint any color eyes. It doesn't matter what color eyes you're painting. Now I'm adding in the pupils, and again I'm softening my edges for that depth because that is what gives me that three-dimensionality for that realistic look that I'm going for. Here I'm adding in that reflection on that protective membrane that covers the white part of your eyes. That is where that shine comes from. I'm adding in the reflection into the eyes now. All right. And now I'm just kind of adding in those little reflections that you see in the corners of the eyes, at the bottom of the eyes, that kind of make the eyes look wet. Right here, I'm adding in eyelash. Right, I'm also putting it in just above the eyes where you see kind of like the eyelash as a shadow above the eyes. I'm adding that in as well. Don't forget to like this video, share it. All right, drop a comment. Let me know of a lesson you would like to see me do next. Don't forget to subscribe. All right, I will be creating a members only area soon where you can access the full video lessons on all of these videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.